Chinese writing on the art of lovemaking date back to approximately 2698 BC in the reign of Yuan Di, or the Yellow Emperor. Yuan Di is given credit for writing two books, one on Chinese internal medicine and the other on Taoist lovemaking techniques. Yuan Di's second book is called Su Nun Qing. It is the oldest book on sex and the first to show the balance of male and female, yang and yin. He showed that men and women are not enemies, and they should have harmony with themselves and the universe, and that neither is superior to the other. Yang stands for male, heaven, sun, positive. Yin stands for female, earth, moon, negative. Yang forces are more easily aroused, more active, quicker and stronger than yin. Yin forces are slower to be aroused, more calm in movement, and slower to be satisfied. Ultimately, yin is stronger than yang. Ladies and gentlemen, Grandmaster Chao Chang Hong.
When I was a young man in China, my grandfather gave a portion of his land to the Taoist priests. Throughout my childhood, I would watch the priests and monks perform kung fu, and I would spend hours imitating their moves and gestures. Years passed by. I visited the temple many times and noticed that one door was always locked. Then one day, I climbed the final locked wall, putting me in the forbidden temple grounds. I was approached by a high priest who asked me my intentions. I replied that I was practicing my kung fu. Doubting the validity of my claim, the high priest held out a single finger, asking me to move it. I tried first with one hand, then with both, and finally I used my whole body to try and move his finger, without success. It was then that I realized I did not know true kung fu and asked to be a disciple of the priest. The priest said I could become a disciple, but only with my grandfather's permission. My grandfather, realizing the honor of being asked to be a disciple of the master, immediately gave his consent. Thus, I, being the first non-bloodline person bestowed such an honor, moved into the temple and studied under the high priest to learn the ancient art of kung fu called Xiao Jiu Jian, or Nine Little Heavens, which consists of three different styles: boxing, swordsmanship, and shi shui, or bone marrow washing. I studied for years and years until the Great War, when we fled to Taiwan, leaving behind our beloved temple. After a few years in Taiwan, I realized that this style of kung fu should belong to everyone, so all can stay healthy and free of disease. I set up my own temple where a few chosen disciples could learn this ancient art of kung fu. One of these disciples was Master Carl Gao, who was a friend of James McNeil. Knowing Jim's ability and desire, Master Gao approached me and asked that Jim become an honored disciple of mine. After many visits and careful study, I agreed. Jim is a trained master of the ancient art of kung fu and is the only American student of mine that can demonstrate his sexual strength by lifting over 150 pounds with his genitals.